Over the last several years, more people have turned to raising chickens at home, but a highly infectious bird flu has created challenges for backyard growers. Joining us today with some tips to help keep your birds safe is the Assistant Director of the Poultry Health at the United States Department of Agriculture, Dr. Julie Gauthier. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Now, as more people are embracing raising chickens at home, what do they need to know about this bird flu outbreak?
Well, bird flu, or highly pathogenic avian influenza virus, it's carried by wild migratory birds, often wild ducks, and they can carry the virus without showing signs of disease. On the other hand, the virus is lethal to domestic poultry, and it can kill most of a flock in just a few days. It's a terrible disease. The really tough part about this virus is that there is no treatment. We've got to focus on prevention, prevent infection in the first place.
Wow. So what are some simple tips, I guess, to help backyard growers keep their chickens safe?
First and most important, don't allow poultry to visit outdoor ponds or other open water sources where those wild ducks and other wild birds gather. Wild birds, along with their feathers, their nests, their droppings, can all have the virus in them and carry the disease to domestic poultry. Then keep your birds separate. Separate your poultry from your rest of your property and use only one entry and exit into that poultry area. Take a look at that poultry area frequently for signs of wild bird activity and clean up any wild bird droppings or feathers or nests that you find. Clean that up right away. Then another tip is to wear dedicated clothes and shoes so you can keep a pair of, say, slip-on boots near the door of your coop and use those only when you're tending to your flock. Don't wear them anywhere else. Washing your hands frequently will also help bringing the virus into the coop area. If you don't have access to running water, you can keep a bottle of hand sanitizer close by. And then keeping it clean applies also to equipment and vehicles. So make sure any equipment or supplies or vehicles that might enter the poultry area is cleaned and disinfected before it and after it leaves that area. Finally, don't share tools or supplies or equipment with other flock owners. Sharing dirty equipment is one good way to spread the virus from flock to flock. For that matter, don't share birds either. So this is not a good time to swap birds with other flocks and bring new birds in to introduce to your flock. If you have to share equipment or vehicles or supplies, make sure to thoroughly clean and disinfect them before they reach your property.
Very good tips. What other things is the USDA doing to help address this issue?
USDA's APHIS website has a section dedicated to defend the flock. And this area of our website offers free tools and resources to provide you with practical biosecurity tips and help you prepare a biosecurity plan to protect your flock. On that site, we've got a library of checklists. We have a biosecurity workbook. We've got videos, webinar recordings, and some social media infographics that you could share. You can learn more about biosecurity and what you can do to help protect your flock.
And, you know, real quick, what should backyard growers do if they think that their chickens may be sick?
I hope that doesn't happen, but if you do see signs of illness in your flock, things like unusual bird deaths or decreased appetite, difficulty breathing, or strange shaped eggs, you should report this to your veterinarian or to your state veterinarian, or you can report to U.S.D.A. APHIS through our toll-free number. That is 866-536-7593. I'll repeat that. It's 866-536-7593. If you call that hotline, we'll point you in the right direction to getting help. We can detect the disease early, we can prevent the spread and protect neighboring flocks.
Yes, absolutely. Dr. Gauthier, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for helping me spread the message.